NW. Can you guys hear me? Because I got no picture or nothing on this end. Breathing, I'm panting. I've been up and down the steps, I don't know how many times, checking this damn password for the wireless. Oh, okay, now I see a picture. What in the hell? Oh my God, you wouldn't believe what I've been jumping through hoops for the last 20 minutes. I think I need to burn it. Holy crap. Hang on one second. I'm almost there, I think. Oh my gosh. Talk about a panic. I can finally announce in advance that I'm going to be online, and then I can't get online. Sweet Jesus. Okay, it was my webcam that I was having problems with. And now my little rainbow ball on my Mac is just spinning around. So hopefully, okay, I can see I'm live on the screen now. Let me get back to my camera software and see what the hell happened with that. Jeez Louise. Sweet mama. Hang on. Let me get all situated here. This thing is so hard to line up. Sorry for the seasickness. Good Lord. Oh my God. Hang on. Woo-wee! You didn't expect that free ride. No extra charge for that. Oh my God. Did you ever have one of those mornings? Did you ever have one of those mornings when everything you touched went to in the crapper? Welcome to my day. Woo! Holy moly. Hang on, I'm almost aligned with this damn camera. Get it out here a little bit more. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Whew. Telling you. And I still don't see myself on my camera software. That's still black. Oh my God. And spinning when I touch it with my cursor. So, screw that. Looks like we're on. I hope it's recording. I set it to record, but then I lost it. So, all right. I'm going to go in and allow links. And let's get this started. Lord have mercy. Trying to get my cord out of the way here. I thought it had to do with it first, that I bent my my mini USB connection on my camera, and I thought I had a dead battery at first, and then I went through all that stuff, had to redo the password, to run up and downstairs to the modem a couple times and get the password, and oh geez. So let's get her going, shall we, since we're 11 minutes in and I've done nothing. So today I'm just going to be playing with jelly prints, and I'm going to be using all my stencils, because this is going to be prints that I'm going to use in my article in Cloth Paper Scissors that I was notified about getting published on. So yay! So the article was about my my jelly journals. Let me grab one of those to show you what I'm talking about. Yay, what a day. I'm exhausted. It's just noon. So this is one of my jelly journals where I jelly printed the fabric, add a couple of little beads to the trim, and then inside I line it with a jelly print that kind of matches the cover. And then there's 3 signatures, 5 pages each of double-sided prints. And it's kind of like I look at it like a jumpstart journal for the people that have that dreaded white page syndrome and can't get started. Well, there's your instant background. You can slap some gesso on there and collage and take off. So that's the one that's going to get published. So I need to make a bunch of jelly prints. So, Lord have mercy. Let's just dive in, shall we? My brain's not even functioning at this point, but that's not a shock to anyone that's listening, I'm sure. Oh, so sorry for that delay, guys. Mercy. I'm just going to throw a couple colors down here and start printing. So I got to do these all double-sided because I fold the pages in half and create the signatures. So then I got some prints on both sides. And what I do, don't tell me my sprayer's going to die. I'm just going to go to bed if this breaks down again. I'll catch you later. Sometimes I use a print that's not completely printed on both sides to leave some journaling space. Oops. And sometimes I do like 3 layers of prints on there. Sam from the UK is here, but has a migraine, Patty, so won't be chatting. I'll say, oh, hi Sam, I hope you feel better. Oh, I used to get those migraines. They are nasty business, honey. I hope you feel better. I used to get in a dark room, ice on my head, quiet and cold as possible. And that's what felt like would even make a dent in it. But I did find out that when I divorced my ex-husband, they went away. Coinky dink? I think not. So, hi everybody. Quarter after, I'm saying hi finally. Jesus. That's one of my favorite stencils. I really like that design. It really speaks to me. And then this one, I'm just going to do a sandwich and clean this off. Get a reverse pattern and clean off some of the wet paint off my stencil. Yeah, I really like this one, Jean. That's just cleaning off the wet side. And then there's the reverse side. Kind of cool. Let me throw these somewhere where I can dry them. Now, let's see. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to do a whole set of just using these same colors, because they're my favorites, for one. And then maybe I'll make a book that's all this turquoise and teal. A lot of people seem to like that combination. So I'm going to get a lot of first prints down here, and then I'm going to go back and decide what would make a good second print over it, if it needs one. Maybe a little pop of black on there. I was down here the other night making a bunch of prints. Here we go. I like this arrow one too. So I see some of you guys have gotten your stamps in that I've shipped. Yeah, Joe, I know that's my language too. I love turquoise and teal. Or turquoise and purple, rather. Did you get your stamps mounted, Jean? And Eileen? I don't know if anybody else here ordered any. Oh, good. Glad you like them. Ooh, that's pretty. Cool. I like it. Let me just see on the back of this one if I can pick up any of that shadow that's on there. Oh, good, Jean. Yeah, some of these, when I'm doing them for these books, I just leave them a little light on the background. Like I might not even do anything else to that page when I fold it up and use it in the book, because you're only going to see half of that page. And it leaves some white space. You know, not all of them have to be covered completely. This will be a cool one. What are you going to do with that extra rubber, Jean? I saw your tweet about that, and I thought, what has she got in her little head? Hey, Dixie. I know. Nobody would ever find their Easy Mount foam. I don't know what it is about that stuff. I couldn't find mine for about a week. Reorganized myself into oblivion. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome for the tweet. It's just to clean off my stencil. And then, now see, this might make cool journaling spots, you know, in these white spaces and those curves. So I might not do anything else to that one. Huh. Just for that. And, oh, I like this one too. Let's do this one. I had to order some more. I just had little chunks of it. And so I haven't even mounted my own yet. Oops, I gotta spread these out a little bit and let these dry a little bit better before I end up with one big chunk of a jelly print. These colors, by the way, this is Basics, Liquitex Basics. It's bright aqua green. That's one of my faves. And the purple I'm using is an Amsterdam. What the hell's it called? Ultramarine Violet. And I'll probably throw some of this Basics Brilliant Purple in there too. And some PBO. Let's throw some PBO in this one. This is Iridescent Blue Green. Give it a little shimmer and still stay in that color family. Yeah, those stamps, my stamps are still on pre-order on Etsy. I'm hoping with the last order, I ordered more than usual on my last order. And I'm hoping that I ordered enough that I can take them off pre-order and have some left in stock. Which really probably behooved me if it was all still in pre-order, because the orders are still flowing in so well. But I really appreciate all the support so far. It's been much exceeded what I thought it would be. Oh, hello, lover. Oh, see that little shimmer in there? Now, I can't, my camera, for some reason, my camera software isn't working so that I can see what you're seeing before you see it. Does that make sense? You know, there's a lag time on, reading the stream. Didn't have a stroke. Oh, that's so rude, Jean. Uh-oh, mine just locked up, I think. Crap. And I'm dark and I'm back to a commercial. Okay. But anyway, my broadcaster software is apparently not working because it's a black screen, and that's usually where when I try to show you something up close, I get it focused in on that screen first, because I got about 30 seconds before you see it, and then I can see if I'm at the right angle or not. Well, now today I've got a black screen, so uh-oh, and I got a black screen on Ustream too right now. Got a little bit on there. Clean this one up. Clean off my stencil. Uh-oh. I see black. Do you guys just see black? Does anybody see or hear me? Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, now I see it's back. Hold on. What the hell? Sheesh. Wow. Okay, I think I'm back because I see my latest cleanup print there. So we'll assume that's close to live and we'll keep plowing through. Lord have mercy. All right. So I have, when I'm doing this, guys, I have my laptop next to me. And I'm watching on Ustream like you are on one window. And my other window, when it's working, I'm watching myself on my camera, which is live. Ustream's about a 30-second delay. So I'm usually watching myself, what I do right this second, and what I am doing 30 seconds later on your screen. Does that make sense? It's that damn lag time drives you crazy. But my screen that I watch for my camera she's a dead. It's black. The timer's counting as if it knows when I started, but I don't know. I just hope it's recording for everybody. Okay. This, let's see, what's that? Can I figure out why I haven't gotten a jelly plate yet? I love watching. Oh, Sandy, you must get a jelly plate, honey. Yeah, you can make one on YouTube. I never did that. I know a lot of people do. Now this stencil, when you get one with these little holes in it like this one, you have to really give it some pressure and really just visualize what I do is pushing that paper in those little creases so it goes down and touches that paint, and then of course it'll stick to the paper. If you just go over it like this, it's probably not going to get down in all those little bits. But you really got to kind of push that paper down in between those little crevices. It's a wonder I don't have a callus on that thumb knuckle from doing this all the time. Hey, Marianne. Glad you made it, honey. Oh, Sandy, do you have any PTP stencils? There you go. See, that kind of picked up everything. And that's that Amsterdam purple. Ooh, I like that. And the PBO. Little shimmeries in there. I like that one. That's nice. So, of course, out of all these, I want to pick out what I think are my best prints to put in the article, the book for the article. Actually, I have to send in 3 books. Cleaning off my stencil. Ooh, that's a nice little shadow there. Yay! Thanks, Sandy. I figured you did. So there's the reverse of that. That's kind of cool. And for those that don't do this much, see the difference between the positive and the negative? This is the negative space. All the holes in the stencil that are not there, they're called the negative space, and this is what you get with that image. But when you clean off the back of the stencil, you know, you put paint all over your jelly plate, and you're only picking up this much paint. So all the paint under the stencil is still laying there in this design. And you can pick that up as well and get what is the positive stencil, positive image, which looks just like the positive parts of the stencil, right? Make sense? I don't know, I just confused myself and I used to know what I meant. Okay, let's carry on. Oh, I like this one too. Yeah, funny, I like my own stencils. What do you know? Ah. Let's go back to this. I wish they made a... I'd like to send in some suggestions for other combinations for the PBO iridescent colors. Like they should have one that's more purple. And I'd like to see a yellow that has maybe red in it. I don't know, got little ideas in my brain. Doesn't happen often. I don't know. That looks like a lot of paint, but they're just very small little schmutzes on there. And I am one that sometimes I do put more paint than I need on here because I have it in my little pea brain that I'm going to get more than one pull out of it. So I don't make it mono printing, I make it like triple printing sometimes. Oh yeah, I've and the links are enabled, so if you guys want to share a blog or share a product link, please do. That's how we learn all kind of cool stuff from everybody. This one is tribal squares. Some of these stencils, like this one, I have stamps that I'm gonna, next time I do a plate of stamps, I'm gonna do designs. I'll show you what I mean here in a sec. I have a stamp that's gonna be like one row of those and come out like border stamps. Of course, much smaller than that, but it'll be that design. So I thought that'd be cool. I'm gonna try to pick up, there's some paint left here. I'm gonna see if I can get a shadow in the back of this one. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Just a little bit of a shadow. And that's actually would make a cool page because look at all those little journaling opportunities there in those little squares. Huh, me likey. All right, picking up the positive image off what was hiding underneath that little stencil and cleaning off the wet paint from this one. I never wash my stencils and clean them off after I work with them. What you're seeing me do here, that's as clean as they get. I am a dirty girl. Now I will, oh, that's cool looking. Now I will tell you that when I used to use a lot of spray inks, especially the dilutions because they're water reactive, and I would use them to spray, you know, through stencils. Those I would wipe off with a baby wipe because they get built up and then everything you're spraying through ends up with brown blobs on it from all the mixed colors of ink. And some people like that, but not a fan. I like, if I'm going to use dilutions, I want those bright pops of color. So there's the positive, right? Again, negative and positive. There we go. Oh, I need some spreading out room here. Drying room. Okay. I'm digging through my little drawer full of stencils here. This one's cool too. Oh no. Oh, I do, you're right, Sandy. I should say that. I do, when I use embossing paste or any of those 3D mediums, like the Viva Decor stuff that I use on some of my mixed media canvases and stuff, I will take a baby wipe and get that thick crusty off. Because if you don't do that, you're never going to get a clear image out of that stencil, because it's going to have depth built up and it won't keep the paint from squidging underneath of the lines of the stencil. Let's see, let's do this. And I thought I had another color out here similar to that. No? Just trying to get a different shade in there. Uh-oh, babe's yapping up there. I'm not sure. Oh, the neighbor's dogs. I can hear them out there. They have these little, I don't know what they are. They're little tiny dogs. You never really completely see them. But their total outside experience is them blocking them up on their front porch, which is more like a deck that you'd see on a back porch. And all winter long, they're out there. That's where they, so I guess they're going potty up there too, because I never see them in the yard. What a way to keep the solicitors away, to walk through piles of dog poop to get to the door. There. I know, kind of odd neighbors, if I must say. I hope they're not listening to me. Bless their hearts. But Mojo and Babe are usually good when they go outside. They're not big yappers. But when they will bark if they hear another dog. It's like they're talking to them. Or if something is askew. Like they see a strange car or parked, like Dave, for instance, today he's at a golf match, and all of his, he has a big Navigator vehicle, so some of the guys that live close come over here and ride with him. So we usually have 3 of the guys' cars parked in the driveway on the side, and they go out on the deck, and the first time, both of them were like, "Roar, roar, roar. Somebody's here, it's not supposed to be." And then I'll just say, "Nope, it's Daddy's buddies," and then they're good. I don't think they really know what I'm saying. I just think because I didn't panic and say, "Run!" they think it's okay. I don't know why some days Ustream is a pain in the butt, isn't it? Okay. Ooh. That came out cool, if I must say so myself. Do I have something on the back of that? I do. I'm going to leave that one alone. And that one. That one's still a little damp. Hello. There we go. I'm going to use the back of this one. Try to pick up a little bit of that shadow. Oh, I'm going to commercial again. And this is another one you really have to encourage that paper to get down into those little designs. You just have to have the patience and put enough pressure on it to do it, to get a real clean print. Now this is a ghost print, so this is going to probably be splotchy because I did get a good clean print on that other one, so I don't think there's a real whole full layer of paint there left, but we'll see. Yeah, see, it's kind of splotchy, yet cool in its own right. And this, picking that up. That one will be kind of cool. And sometimes what I do is a double sandwich. For instance, I'll take this one, flip this over on top of this one. So I get this image of the clean off on a different print. That's called a Patti sandwich right there. There we go. Clean off that one. Now that's on the back of here. And got some little bits on here because that was a thick paint. The paint was pretty thick on this one when I did it. So the little bits that weren't dry came up on there, but that kind of looks kind of cool. Kind of cool. And then here's the reverse, which that's a cool journaling opportunity if you want to write in arcs around there because they'll only see half that page, right? Not bad, if I must say so myself. I think I said that already, didn't I? All right, let's see. Give me another. Let's try this baby right here. I like this one too. Good thing I like my own stencils, huh? Every time I hear myself say that, I'm thinking, you idiot. You must like them or you wouldn't have done that design. A little dark purple. Give me a little shimmer. I wonder what the pink PBO, this violet blue, because it does have a blue shimmer in it. I wonder how that'll blend in. Oops, hello. Because of the way I put the paint on, I always get globs of crust on there. Hey, Dem. Oh, yeah, Julie's, yeah, I do remember seeing that, and I don't remember what format that was, but I do remember seeing that. And you might notice I kind of move my brayer kind of weird when I get all those paints down. I just think that I don't want to get new third color from mixing all three. You didn't even really miss that much, Jen, because I had technical difficulties and didn't start till like 10 after or so. I didn't think I was going to be able to go at all, which would have been horrific. This one has some wide open spots in it, but if you notice, you got those little tiny dots every so often on the positive part of the stencil. So you got to push a little bit hard to get the paper to go down and kiss that paint and get it off of there. Ooh, look at you, yummy. Hey, that pink kind of went in there and kind of got lost and just made some shimmers in there. I might be able to mix that in there for a third color. I'm going to try to do a second pull. Oh, here comes little baby girl down to join me. Hey, baby cakes. You going to lay down like a nice girl? She has to lay under the table touching me with her head on my foot. Spree cast, is that what it is? Let me write that down. I'm telling you, Julie, she's a sharp cookie. She's on the top of everything. Cutting edge, that one is. I get to take a class or two with her in July when I go to Create. I've taken them the last 2 years with her. She is a hoot, let me tell you. There's one of those sketchy ghost prints. That's kind of cool. Now the next one will be good journaling opportunity because look at all those open spaces on there. So I'm talking about the journaling opportunities for the ones that came in late. I'm doing these prints today using all my stencils, and I'm making them for the Gelli journals that I got selected for submission to Cloth Paper Scissors. So, of course, I'm going to use my stencils in them. But you can see this one, if you figure this is going to be in half for the book, right? There's all kind of little journaling spots in there. If you don't want to do any more to that page, but, you know, if you want to collage on it or whatever you want to do, you know what? I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. And I forgot to clean off the back of this one. Let me get a little print of this on there. Oh, yeah, Jean, she's awesome. So I'll just save this one and pick up little bits here and there for an envelope. That'll make a nice note card envelope. This. Move this over here. Thanks, Dixie. That was actually one of my little goals in my head that I set for myself, thinking, you know what, I would really like to get published this year. And I thought, what the hell? So I did some submissions last year. And I never heard anything until a couple weeks ago, and which they say it can take some time until what you're submitting can be used. Do you cut down the page to get rid of the border? I don't. I don't cut down the pages because they're never always the same, because I'm kind of eyeballing it. I try to, when I put the paper down on the jelly plate, you'll notice I try to take my fingers and feel where it is so that I can somewhat center it, but they're always a little bit off. So they are going to have a white border, and I'm using my stencils that I specifically made for the jelly plate, so the designs are also 8 by 10. So you'll get a clean design on this, on the surface of that print. But sometimes, in what I've done, and one of the other jelly journal things that I've done, is I've taken like distress ink and going around the edges if it bothered me on a certain page. Oh, hi, Vaughn. And but that actually is one of the reasons why I took my first 12 by 14 jelly plate I got, and I cut a piece off of it that was 8.5 by 11, so I could get prints to the very edge of the page. But I didn't want to do that for this article, because most people that are normal would have the 8.5 by 10 and wouldn't have cannibalized the 12 by 14 plate just to hide these edges. But I did. So I didn't want to use that plate for these prints for that reason. Make sense? And yeah, so Joe, let me show you one of these journals I'm talking about. So this is one of the journals, and I jelly printed, ugh, blah, blah. My tonsils got tied around my tongue or something. I jelly printed this fabric, right, on my big plate, because I got another 12 by 14 so I could do fabric once I realized I should have kept it. Sweet Mary. And then there are 3 signatures in there. Can you guys see those? 3 separate signatures. They're, come here, baby. They're 5 pages each. And they're bound into the book with that long stitch. I forget what that's called. Pamphlet stitch, I think. And then I leave some of the tails long on the pamphlet stitch and add some beads to it. So that's what I got selected to put for the article in cloth, paper, scissors. So that's what I'm doing. You say, I like bleed. I know, Jean. You know, nobody ever said I was right in the head. So I'm glad our little chat happened now, because that let this dry. I don't know if you guys can see all those yummy little marks on my plate or not. But I am now going to clean those up. Oh, thanks, Joe. That's one left that's on my Etsy shop, and I have to submit 3 to them. So I just thought I'd just make 3 more and use all my prints on them instead of everybody else's. So I thought I should probably do that. Good Lord. Whew. So I'm going to pick up all the little remaining shadows on this plate, and I'm going to pick it up in a pattern. I'm going to put a little white down. Now I usually use titanium buff for a little bit of color background, figuring I'm picking up on white paper. But on this book that I'm doing, it's all kind of purple, teal, and white. So I'm just going to go with white on this one. So I'm putting down a nice layer, not too thick, thin layer of white over all those dried up little shadows. Now the key is the shadows have to be dry. And I'm going to take this is the large orbit stencil because it's got a lot of open space on it. And I'm going to pick up that pattern through the pattern of the stencil. So some of you guys see me do this, you'll know what I'm talking about, what I'm going to end up with. But I will show you. Oh, thanks, Sandy. So I'm going to pull off. They say, why white paint on white paper? I show you. Oh, thank you. So I'm giving this a really good pressure on this, and I'm going to rub on this harder and longer than a normal print because I want that wet white paint to completely marry to that dry paint and suck that off the plate when I pull it up. So this does two things. It gives me a really cool print through a stencil doing that. And it cleans the plate completely off if you get it to pull just right. And you can do this without a stencil in the middle and get that whole page of all that random design. But I think see, I lost my train of thought. Hey, Genevieve. Hey. Genevieve, I remember that your stamps were in that big lot I sent out yesterday. I got them in Thursday night, and I had them all packaged up Thursday night, and they went out Friday morning. So you should be getting yours soon, dear. Okay. I think we might have it. I could peek and see and go back, but I don't care. I think it's good. Okay, and it's very subtle. And Jean, you're right, it would have worked better on black, of course, but I wanted it to blend with this journal. Can you guys see the orbit design and all those shadows and colors from previous prints that got picked up on there, right? Just kind of cool. But now it picked up all this stuff from here, but underneath here, I get the reverse of that, right? So there it is. I love that orbit design. Oh, good. I love another one of my stencils. Did you guys see that jelly print that I did with my stamp? I did the jelly print in the regular orbit size. And then I used my rubber stamp in orbit and stamped over it with that rainbow pad. That came out pretty cool, gotta tell you myself. I wonder where the hell I put it. I'll show you if I remember where I put it. Now this one I'm specifically paying attention to the edges, because if you guys jelly plate, you'll realize that you'll see the edges kind of crust up with paint. No matter how clean the print comes off, for some reason the edges, I guess because they're in that little bit of a rounded bit there. Oh, Jesus. Oh, did you hear that cha-ching? Oh, somebody just purchased something in my Etsy shop. Bless their hearts. So here's the rest of that. It's kind of scrappy. Actually, you know what? This would have probably been really cool if I did one whole print and had a whole page of that design. But whoever said I was that smart, I'm not. Okay, let me throw this one down, and I'll clean my stencil off on the back of this. Oh, hey, Pam. Oh, a job interview. Oh, fingers crossed for sure. Oh, that got nothing. Or if it did, it's white so I can't see it. Hello. All right, let me shuffle some of these around. Put them over in the dryer pile. Hello, dear. Babe, you're going to have to let you straighten out my leg before I totally cramp up here. There we go. Oh, she loves sitting on her mommy's lap. She can't get there today, at least right now. Okay, I got getting myself all discombobulated here. Let's try these chevrons. I had to order more PBO paints the other day. I realized I was on my last tube of green and my last tube of orange and another one. I thought, oh no, I must not allow that to happen. Maybe that's Mojo barking. Can you hear Mojo? That may be our mail lady. Hello, Bliss. So those of you coming on, I'm doing a whole set of jelly prints in purple and teal for a jelly journal that I'm going to put together in that color family. So that's hopefully you like purple and teal, or you're going to be probably bored watching me do the same colors over and over. But I'm sneaking up on almost enough prints. I can flip them and make sure I got the back sides, and then I can switch to something else. So there's some chevrons. That's still a shadow on there. I'm going to pick some up on the back of this one. And for the journals I'm doing, I need double-sided jelly prints because I'm going to fold these in half and make signatures out of them that way. Just a little bit of a hint of that one, and that's okay. It's just a first layer. Orange, pink, and yellow. I'll try to hit that on my next go round. Just remind me when I get there, because by 2 seconds from now I will have forgotten that. Ask Dave. God bless him. Oh, jeez. I swear, my memory is so shot. Little pops of the PBO in there. That's kind of cool. Let's see what else. Oh, here we go. Let's do this one and this one and this one. I've got some doubles of my stencils from different trials with iStencils, and they're all in one stack, so I'm hitting some dupes in here. So what the hell? Hang on. Let's see. I wanted to keep from smudging all that wonderful white space with painty fingers. Good question. Well, you could wear a shirt like this and keep wiping your hands on it. All right, let's do some circles. See, got paint there, wipe it there, dry paint. That's what I do. I'm going to do this and one with just a little. Little of that, and just a little weeny bit of purple on this one. Yeah, here, I wiped my hands on my lovely art shirt, which I wore this to Julie Faye Van Balzer's class last year, and she loved it, and she had people saying put designs on take their hands and wipe them off on the back of my shirt. And I'll be wearing this one in July, because if I don't, whatever I wear will look halfway like this when I leave. So if there's paint involved, and I do it every time. I forget. If I'm down here and I don't have a paint shirt on, I'll wipe my hands on whatever I'm wearing. So it's just become a habit now. Not a great one for the wardrobe, I can tell you that. Paper Compulsions. Hey, what's your name? Yeah, there you go. I'll auction them off on eBay once they're totally covered in paint. Somebody at a class recently, I think I was at Queen's Ink, And somebody asked me, oh, where did you get your shirt? Well, are you kidding me, lady? But I tried to be nice. And I said, oh, it's just my art shirt from wiping my hands and tools on it. Janny. Hi, Janny. There we go. Some little turquoisey circles. And you know what? I think I'm going to put that, because this one's mostly purple shadows. Get some teal shadows on there too. I know, it takes all kinds, right? Lady, are you serious? Should have sold it to her. Okay, a little more schmutz on there. This will be a cool one. Journaling bubbles. What do you know? Oh, Jen, you're just jewelry designer? That's what I did before this. Yeah, and you know why I don't wear an apron? It's another layer, and I have so many really monumental hot flashes that another layer of anything just, whew, can't take it. No can do. That's even a cool one with the cleaning off the stencil bit. But look at this one. Hello, lover. I love me some circles. There you go. That's what we got. Okay. Miss Priss. Hello. My friend Jody, her husband got her a white lab coat. Of course, she's always cold, so she can take that extra layer. I die every time I see her put it on, but it's cute as hell. And she decorated it. You know, she sewed some fabric on the pockets and put her name on it and put different designs on it with her jelly plate. It really is cute. That's what she should be selling on Etsy right there. So let me see where I am with my count of these. I need 15 pages, and I think I'm there. So let's see. So all these purple and teal are for a purple and teal journal that I'm gonna do. So I do have more paint than that, but it's my favorite. So, you know, that's what I do. Man, I made a lot of them since we've been doing this. Okay. All right, now I'm going to go, let's see how many I have. That circle stencil, is it your design, is it? It is, it's called Bubbles, number 33. Oh, babe, it's just me moving the trash can, honey. Settle down. Poor thing, she's scared of her own shadow. Here, lay down on Mojo's bed. Come here, lay down on the bed. And let mommy stretch her legs out a minute before I totally crippled up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, we're over 15. So I'm going to go back through these and do maybe a little pop of black, a little something on the back. Some I might leave just the way they are because they're pretty cool. Like that one, it's kind of plain, but I like it. And that one's kind of plain, but I like that. So that's what they're going to look like in the book, right? That'll be one page in one of the signatures. And it'll be separated by different pages, so you won't see them together, you know. You dig? Okay. Now I'm just going to go through here, and what I do is look at both sides, try to picture them in a book halfway. I think we got to do something else to this one. This one I think is okay as is. Might add a little something to that. And a little something to that side. And both of that one. I'm not wild about that. That's got a blank side. That goes in the do pile. Okay. So, I might do something on the back side of that one. Oh, so we're not done yet, people. Lordy. Might do something on there. That one's actually kind of cool. That one's kind of busy. I don't even know if I'm going to use that one. That one's kind of, eh. Might do a little pop of something on there. And that one's, okay. All right, so now I've made my decisions of what I'm going to do. And I need to do a lot more. So, let's see. Just reading, didn't have a stroke. Oh, your Inktense blocks, they're nice. I have some of those. I have so much stuff that I don't really use a lot that is sad because it's cool stuff. Okay, let me see. That one's kind of cool. I like this one. That side's okay. This side, I need a little more on that. Do I want to start? So I'm going to make a pop of black pile because when I get black on here, I like to keep going with it. $40 for 72 Inktense blocks. That is incredible. From where? You must tell me immediately. I mean, I don't need any Inktense blocks, but if they got prices like that, I should be. I know. Spill it, girl. Where'd you get them? I refuse to go forward until I know where you got those, Jen. Amazon, get the hell out. Wow. That is a good deal right there. That right there is what you call a good old deal. I know they're expensive. So this is a whole one. Jen, if you can, post that link for us, would you? For where you got them at that price. I know everybody's chomping on that one. Wow. Hey, Aaron. Yeah, no kidding, Jane. Hot flash. Oh, my little handy dandy fan somebody gave me. They saw me having terrible hot flashes at my niece's shower, and she said, somebody gave me this fan and I don't need it, I'm going to send it to you. So last time Chelsea came over, she said, hey, Aunt Pappy, here's that fan. Well, thank you, Lord. Ah. Wow. Do you remember the name of the store on Amazon? Woo. Hot flash. I think I got hot flash thinking about those damn Inktense blocks. Oh, jeez. Yeah, don't spread that around. They'll sell out. Alright, so I have these to do another whole print on. I thought we were done with the purple and teal, but the 3 hours might just be purple and teal. Okay, so these are my Papa Black ones. Oops, what's this? Right, there's more over here. And that can go in that stack. Okay. So that's my Papa Blacks and my full ones. Okay, I think I'm organized. Alright. I don't remember what I paid for my my box of them. I think I have 72. I don't know, but that's $40. Are you kidding me? I love purple and teal. I'm kind of getting bored. Gotta tell you. You know what? Nobody says I gotta finish these today, right? So I'll switch up and do some other colors and go back to these later, because it's going to take me days to finish this. You know that, right? More than days, probably. So this will be my last purple and teal for now. How about that? Okay, I think I'm going to survive now. I can turn the buzz of the fan off. Oh, yes. Okay, let's do this one. Oh, okay. Good Lord, totally lost my train of thought. You got me all rattled with these prices here. Yeah, I'm going to switch to some warm ones. Yuppers. I got my fluorescents out too. Hello, little stencil pattern. So let me put a shadow on this one. Well, I got some paint on there. Ghost print, and this is the one I did with that cleanup print, but there's not much on there, so I'm going to put this on there and clean the stencil off on the back, and I'm going to clean my plate, and then we're going to go to some other colors. I can't believe I'm tired of my own purple and teal. There we go. Okay, I'm going to set these aside to dry. And I'm going to set aside the rest of my purple teal stack, which is, I'm well on my way to a book there. Alright, and I'm going to let this dry. Oh, yeah. I'll dry it with my fan. Oh, 400 people ordered them. Wow. Hey, Jean, why does every once in a while a little X, red X, pop up in the chat? I don't know if you guys see that or I just see it as the moderator or whatever I am. Like right now on Jen's last thing where she said, oh no, that's just staying on the bottom of the screen. What the hell is that? I don't know. Okay, this time, to show you what Jean was talking about, I'm going to do this on black paper. Now, Jean, did you say you use black paint too? Huh. Did you see, Jean, did you say you do black on black? Oh, maybe I should do a, no, it's a little, hey, Jean, Lou Jean, oh, look at you. Aren't you smart? I'm telling you, you are the Ustream queen. You're right, I moved my cursor. Red X is gone. Okay. Black paint on black paper. Okay, we'll see, and we'll clean up this mess with this. All right, here we go. All right. Black paint on black paper on a cleanup print. Hey, ribbons. Hey, Susan. Okay, okay, gotcha. Now I know who. Now I know what we're doing. Okay. Oh, look at you, Jean. Cool. There's the black paint on black paper and picked up all that turquoise and purple on there. All the little shadows of my previous pulls. Groovy. I like it. And a clean plate. But notice the little crusty edges. They're kind of hard to get off. I hit those with, what's that stuff called? Purell later. Okay, hang on one sec, guys. I gotta walk to the other side of the room for a minute. Oh, I left a turquoise print over here. They're everywhere. Excuse me, please, Missy. Excuse me, Missy. Okay. Let's switch it up, shall we? I'm going to go to some warm colors. And pardon the paper rattling here. I had to sneak over and get some crackers because I feel like I'm about to keel over. So I'll try to chew quietly, but I must chew. Okay. Just going to turn my stack over and start again. Uh-oh, my camera went black. Oh, commercial. Okay. Let's do something different. Let me get these out of my way even. All right, somebody wanted oranges, right? And yellow and pink. So let's do there we go. Let's do pink. We're going to do pink, fluorescent pink. You guys have these fluorescents by Goldens? They are yummy, but I tell you the truth, I only like the warm colors. The blue and the green don't look so fluorescent to me, honestly. Yep, gotta tell you. They do not. All right, let's see what we get here. So what I was telling you, when I mush my brayer all around, when I want to try to blend these colors but not come up with a third solid color. I don't want to blend too much. I kind of go in all different directions to try to get them spread out on the plate, you know, without over blending them. And I got too much paint. I'm going to roll some of that off. Ooh, look at you, yummy. And then I go back and just try to blend them enough to cover the plate. So I still kind of get, most of the time, the essence of all three colors in there. And they'll show differently on the prints, hopefully. That was way too much paint. Oh, look at that. Got to get that out of my way before that'll be blubbed on everything. Cover you up, darling. All right, let's do some arrows. Okay. Are you back, little girl? Did you come back because you smelled crackers? Oh, it does? That fluorescent pink looked orange? Hmm. Oh, metallics, yeah. I'll whip some of that in here. And you know what I'll do? I haven't done those for a while. Those wipeout metallic things I used to do. Remember that? Yeah, that was too much paint. That even didn't come out as a clear print there. Maybe the second one will. Jean, can't you keep me under any better control than this? Honestly. I leave it up to you. A musical voice. Dave would disagree because I sing all the time. Whenever the radio's on, I'm singing, and I cannot sing. I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. He might disagree with you. He always says, hey, babe, you know why Carrie Underwood sings that song? So you don't have to. Oh. Yeah, those are two flubs right from the get-go. I don't like either one of those. Too much paint, not enough paint, off-center and blurry. And so we're going to put these on the side. They'll make a nice first layer for something, but not for what I'm trying to do today. That one's kind of cool. All right, put them over here to dry. I'm going to use this and clean up some of those hunks that I picked up. Oh, see? A little bit still on there. And I still have more to clean up. And you know what? I'm going to redo that, because that could be prettier than that. And I like the stencil. I'm going to go with some PBO orange in here. Right? And give me a little of this. I'll try this pink. Oh, jeez Louise. Right. And let's try a little. I don't know what this is going to look like, but we'll see. Sometimes the chartreuse, the neon yellow, gets kind of weird. And again, with the too much paint. Sometimes I have a pretty good eye for that. Sometimes not so much. Oh well. Doesn't make me a bad person. And that yellow neon, baby bark, exactly the look I was going for. Oh, the PBOs. Yeah, man. That's good stuff. You know what, Jean? I just realized not too long ago, I think I did it on a stream. A little PBO shimmer in there. Let me pick more of this up. If you use just PBOs, they're very, very sheer. You can, I did it with the blue-green and the green-blue and the yellow-green maybe. And it was the sheerest wash of color. A lot of shimmer, but the sheerest wash of color. And then I realized I always use these with other opaque colors. And that's what really pops them when they're with the opaque. When they're with, just with themselves, they're not as much of a pop. And I thought it would be a brilliant pop because they look really kind of opaque. Where are they? But not so much. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Take cover. Ow! Excuse me. It just slipped out. Sorry. I slap those instead of wiping those around because they got such little pointy edges that you'll bend them up. I don't have anger issues. Okay, a little bit of that, and let's do, I've got a little blobs on here again. Right, that's right, Jean. That's what makes them really cool for the layers. Yepper. Cleaning some of that up. All right, let's do something green for Jean, my green friend. You got to go unplug him, Sonia. Oh. Tell him Patty says there will be no game playing between 12 and 3 today. Yes, it may be your only day off for the week. So sorry. Pushing hard down those little slashes out the sides of these circles. Make sure I get some contact in there. Here's our little PBO green. Is it picking up? This should be a good one. Let's see, let's put this over something here maybe. This one's kind of funky. Let's use this one. See if it'll either help it or kill it. One way or the other. And that's probably in the crapper pile. Yeah, not so good. have a future life as an envelope. See, it picked up that arrow with that orangey stuff on there. Are you guys seeing that shimmer? I don't have my little cheat sheet camera over here, the screen, so I can see what's being grabbed. So there's a positive and negative. Groovy. All right, clear them off to the side. One of my favorites combos. Oh, here it is. Oh, good. Thanks, Tam. I'm going to do a gradient print. That's one of my favorites. It's copper, metallic, iridescent, fine, light, golden fluid. Jeez, that's a mouthful. PBO blue green. And turquoise phthalo goldens. It's very dark, but it's very translucent. Almost too much sometimes. But one of my favorite colors. When I mix it with white or gesso, it really comes out a pretty color. I use that in almost all my canvases that I do. So I'm going to try to keep these in their own little color families. And of course it'll blend on the edges when I get there. Try to move this one around a little bit. Take up its space. And I'll come back to that. And then we try to get this one all around in his little space. Or maybe her space. I don't know. It's blue. Maybe it's a him. Who knows? So let's spread this here. Oh, Lord, I lost a pin out of my brayer. Sweet baby Jesus. Hang on. Oh, mercy. I think I need a new brayer. And we're back rolling. Lord mercy. Now this one's all screwed up. Oh, that might look like cool texture in between there, though. I don't know. Who knows? I think this might be a flop after waiting. I think my stuff in the middle dried up too much. But we'll see. If it is, I'll do it again. I have that little grater shaker thing too, and I haven't tried it either. I went through a spray phase where I had that's all I did was sprays. I sprayed everything. There you go. See the gradient in that print? As it goes from one to the other. Missed that little corner there. Damn it. Love that. I'll pull this up. Ooh, look at this one. This is going to be pretty. And I really like that. That's my favorite combo, I think. So I'll show you another thing that I like to do. And I'm hitting this one again too, because these little, whenever there's a sharp pointy edge like that, when you try to, oh, this one's not too bad. When you try to swirl it, sometimes you pick them up and bend them, and you don't want to keep doing that. It'll put a little crink in your stencil. This one, Sonia, this is called, get off of there. Tribal Squares. I like that one too. Huh. Imagine that. So there's the reverse. See all those textures from the little bubbles and stuff in there. And the bonus, look at the plate. The plate, look at the plate. So I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way, using my Titan Buff, so I get a little bit more color against that white paper. Remember the last one I did, I kind of lost that background? Babe, you got to move back, honey. She's trying to crawl up in the chair with me. 97 pounds of love. Bless her heart. Okay. This is Titan Buff. It's just a little off-white color, golden fluid, nothing special about it other than I just didn't want a pure white background. You hear Mojo barking? I bet that's a male lady. Oh no, she came earlier, didn't she? I guess I'm holding a conversation with the dog like I do most of the time when I'm down here by myself. Sorry, forgot you guys were there. Sweet Moses. Alright, ooh, look at all that yummy. And I'm going to pull this. I'll show you the difference. If I can find that damn stencil of my large. Or here's a good one to pull it through. This will show. This will show a lot of the open space here with the design in it. Oh, Mojo, babe. Hey, baby. You smelled my crackers, didn't you? Okay. Oh, what is that? Is that a link to good spray bottles, Jen? If that's what that is, can somebody email me that, or I'm going to lose it in the chat, or post it on my Inky Obsessions Facebook page if they're good spray bottles, because I have trouble finding a good non-clogging spray bottle. Oh, the Ranger Misters. I like Ranger stuff, but they suck. They suck with their own sprays. They suck when you buy the empty ones. Yeah, I had a couple. I tossed them. They just used to piss me off. This should be a pretty cool print if it comes out as I'm envisioning. Oh yeah. So can you see that metallic up here and the PBO through here, and it goes down to the dark? You guys see that? Oops, hello, somebody's tweeting me. Love that. Yeah, I know, Sonia. I kind of tell it like it is. Some people don't like that. Oh, I got a, somebody posted a comment on YouTube the other day. Ooh, yeah, I need that link, Jen. Thanks. Somebody posted a comment on my YouTube channel, and it was on one of my uploaded streams. I forget which one. And it just said, please clean up your language. I hope that person's not listening because I don't want to sound rude, but I don't really say any real bad words on here. So if what I say really offends somebody, I suggested she not look at any of my other videos as nicely as I could. But, yeah, I said if what you've heard offends you, you might not want to look at any more of my videos. Because I'm not changing because one person in thousands doesn't like what I say when I say whatever it is I say that she didn't like. So there's the reverse image of that. But isn't that cool? See that shimmer up here, and it fades down through there and folded as a journal page. So here's the whole schmear together. I love that. And I still got, now because I used a stencil and didn't use the whole page to clean that off, I know, don't watch me if you don't like it. I'm not going to change who I am because one person says, clean up your language. I thought, really? It's not like I'm dropping F-bombs every other minute. What are you going to do? Sorry, that's a cracker in my mouth. Let's do something, ooh, with red blue. That was the can. That was this. It wasn't me. You know, what are you going to do? You can't make everybody happy. I just be me, and if anybody wants to come along, yay. If you don't, have a good time elsewhere. This is fluorescent red and PBO red blue. Excuse me. And maybe just those two. So that red blue, that little bit of blue shimmer that's in there, it kind of mixes up and gives us a little bit of a purple cast to it. I don't know if you guys can tell that or not. Let's see this one. Oh, really? At like a brick and mortar store, Jean? That DeSaris or whatever it is? You can tell how translucent these are by how much the black slashes show through on the jars. And yeah, they are all very translucent. I mean, look at that. The yellow looks like it's not even doing anything there. Yeah, they're all translucent. They sure is. For some reason, certain ways you look at this, looks like some kind of ugly pumpkin mouth with teeth going like nark, nark, biting you or something. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. At least I didn't see a penis. Ooh, probably shouldn't have said that either. I can see some of the copper showing up in there still. I'll grab this one off of here. Ooh, look at this. There may be time for another cleanup print. Where's that? I need another big wide open. Let's do this one again, because this one didn't really work that well before. Jean, are you timing me on the penis clock? I believe that's inappropriate. Almost choked on my cracker. I know it's rude to eat with my mouth full, but it's either that or I keel over and you just see my head passed out on my jelly plate. That's the choice. Oh crap, I got a mattress commercial. Okay, now this should show up a little bit better than when I did the white with the turquoise and teal through this stencil. Number one, because I used that titanium, or sorry, Titan buff. So that's going to give you a little bit more color against the white. Yeah, the video, it's like 30 seconds. Penny, you notice your stamps come with a raised frame rail or a piece of... Yes, I did. Oh, okay. Good thinking. You're so smart. Okay. Oh, cool. The stripes, I would love that. That would be kind of like my, you know, that Panera Bread paper that I get with the lines on it when I do my painted papers. Oh, look at you, Yummy. Hello, lover. Can you guys see that copper still coming up? There's still some on the plate. I don't know if that's catching the light for you guys or not. Yeah, this is kind of like a Pac-Man with a peace sign eating a beach ball or something. I don't know what the hell that is, but what are you going to do? That's a good idea, Jean. So let's see. Oh, look at the back of my stencil. Ah. Try to get that off of there before it goes dry. Onto a piece of paper. Yeah, it does kind of look like stained glass, doesn't it? Get that on here. I don't know if any of this is going to come off. It was a thin layer and it was kind of dry on there, but we'll see. Yep, nothing. I got nothing. And I got, I mean, such a faint thing, and you don't even really see that. But I got that one. I love you. And look at that print. So you know what I'm going to do? Am I? I think I'm going to. Let's do something like this. Let's do another black page. Oh, that's what just beeped then, Jean. My picture. Thank you. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, look at you. Ha ha. Look at that. That's very cool. And I got a clean plate. But look at all, it's still copper on there. You wouldn't think, after all those pulls, that you would still see any copper coming off of here. That's wild. I'll surprise myself. Okay, let's carry on, shall we? Let's do, oh, you know what I wanted to do? Let's see, can I use any of these prints to do it? That was cool, wasn't it? That's a Jean print. That's a Jean idea right there. You know what? I'm going to do it on here because I'm not that wild about that one. Yeah, actually, it's kind of cool when I look at it again. But I'm going to use... No, you know what? That's too shimmery to use. Jen, do you have a blog or anything? Honey, put your links up there. Share your links. I've got them all open, and you can put links to your pictures or blogs or wherever you have your stuff that we can see it. I'd love to see it. Let me try to find another print that's not so good. That one's like really not so good. It needs to be halfway decent for this to show up and look right. What I'm going to do next. Wonder what it would look like on that black print. Huh. Yeah, go get it. I figure the more we share and promote each other, the better everybody is in the long run. I'm not one of those people that's like, nobody can put any link up here. It's all me. It's all me. Screw that crap. Like, everybody should have the opportunity to share whatever they want. And it helps somebody somewhere along the line. So that's all good. Oh, hang on. Let me look at one of these prints I did the other night. Maybe I'll find one that it'll show up well on. Oh, maybe this one. Maybe that one. Or maybe this one. Hey, Jen, why don't you send me, I don't know, am I a member on that one? Send me a link to that via Facebook to like it, and I'll catch up with it later. I'm going to do one on that one because that one's kind of dark, but I like it. I did these the other night, just farting around. Oh, I said fart. Oh no, shame on me. Okay, what I was going to try to show you guys is a wipeout. Jean was talking about metallics earlier. Hang on, I organized myself into oblivion. I gotta find my, where the hell are you? There you are. I need a catalyst tool. Why the hell do I have them all the way down in this bottom drawer? Is beyond me. This will work. Babe, watch your paws, honey. Lord. Okay, so what I do is take a print that you have. And it seems like, you know, if it's darker colors, maybe to me it looks better. I don't know. And let me get my, that's copper. I want my gold. Here we go. I'm not going anywhere, honey. Lay down. Watch out. Back it back. Back it back it back it back. What kind of jewelry does she do? I'm dying to see it now. What is your, like, what do you like to do? Is it silver? Is it glass? Is it, this is Iridescent Gold Fine by Golden's Fluid Acrylic. I'm going to put a layer of this on my jelly plate. Nice, smooth, schmutzy layer. And then I'm going to take my wipeout tool, and I'm just going to do, I don't know what I'm doing, just something crazy. Wiping out a little bit of the paint. Wipe it on my shirt. Then I'm going to take something like this, very lightly, because I don't want to, I built up ridges by moving the paint with this tool. If I push hard on this, I'm going to smash them back out and lose some of the clarity of that design. So this is a very, very light touch to this, what I'm doing. All right, I just want to barely let it come in contact because I'm going to try to get a second pull. But there you go. That's called, I think they call it a wipeout technique. And that's how I did on fabric this book cover. That's a wipeout technique, but I use copper on that. See, it really shows up on those darker colors. Watch your paws, honey. Watch your paws. There we go. Groovy. So, of course, I blabbed too much. This is probably going to be dry now, but I'm going to try to pick something up on this. I might just get a little schmutz here and there. So that came out very sketchy, but still kind of cool. Look at these little bits of... Oh, thanks, Jen. Right? Just a little pop of gold here and there on that one. Whereas this one got the full coverage of that design. Right? So that's the wipeout technique. And another combination I like to do for a gradient kind of thing is my PBO green yellow, right? And the PBO, this is not an iridescent. This is just Oriental violet. Not violent. Take the N out of that. It's not a violent paint. Oh my. Didn't take my leave today. I'm really hurting today. Oh, excuse me. Again, the paint. I ordered another one of these when I ordered my PBOs the other day, so. Okay. Let me get this green, the green yellow down here at the top. Right. I'm going to clean this off. And then I'm going to try to get this down here. And then I gradually, I don't know if you guys can see it. You see the gold underneath of there? Oh, Jean, that was so unexpected of you to say the best color is the green yellow in PBO. Please. So this, I'm just trying to blend it, get the two blended here in the middle, because this makes a really cool pinky bronze color where they blend. And you get some really, when you get it just right, and I don't know if this one looks just right, but when you get it just right, it makes some really cool gradient designs. I'm trying to find a stencil that it might look good on. Hang on. Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted in the first place. Orbits! I love this one. This is one of my favorites. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we got. Hello, lover. Can you guys see that blend all through here? I loved you. I really like that combination. It looks really cool. No look in my jelly prints. Not until they dry. Ah, look at that one. Picked up some of the gold swirled over there. Can you guys see that? Look at that PBO shimmer. Can you guys see that on the green? That's what PBO does. That's what that's about. There you go. Positive and negative. You can't hate that. I'm sorry. You can try. You will be unsuccessful. Let's try some other kind of colors here. This is a darker, what's this? Liquitex Basics Phthalo Green. And outsmarted myself. I don't know what this is going to do, but what the hell. Okay. I'm pressing lighter than usual because I think I might have too much paint on there. Ooh, there you go. That's kind of cool. And I can get another one out of that, I'm sure. This one I'm going to push harder on. So anyone wants to know what the dark blue color is on your diagonal tribal squares. That is Turquoise Phthalo by Golden Fluid Acrylics. Ghost print. Cool. And now a little reversey down here. Ooh, look at that one. Reminds me of the golf course Dave might be on now. This is definitely one you gotta smack instead of rub, because all these little sharp edges, they'll either stick you or you'll bend them. You know, if you're not careful. And these are pretty thick Mylar stencils, but they are not unbendable. Ooh, look at you. That's pretty cool. All right, let me move these out of the way. I'm just doing like anything goes now. Let's see. Let's do some pink. Ooh, that's a lot of pink. Arr. Hang on. Let me, babe, stay still, honey. It's okay. I'm going to grab this really, oh no, this yellow. Here we go. Ah. I need more yellow. This is too orange. This will make a really cool coral color when it blends. Getting all munged up here on my brayer. Ooh. Hello. All right, let's see what happens here. Get rid of some of that pink right there. Here, come on, babe, get underneath. Come on. What the heck is that? Oh, hang on. Is that something? Hang on, I think I might have a leak in the ceiling. What the hell is that on the floor, Mo? Oh, Lord. Who knows? Let's do this one again. I like this one. I like it. Oh, I didn't know that, Gene. If you just switch your browsers, because I always watch on my Safari. Oh, Ad Block Plus. Noticed your sneaky way of typing that in there with the spaces. Yeah, not my favorite, but it's alright. Try to pick up something on the back of this with the ghost. Yeah, little ghosty on there. And let's do that there. And it's wet. Let's do that with this ghost. Oh. No, reversey. All right. Let's try something crazy. Let me find another stencil we haven't used. Let's try this sawtooth. I know I've used it. Oh, it must be a duplicate. Okay. We'll try this one. And we'll go, I'm trying to lift this up. Just a little bit off of that. Okay, let's do that. So whoever it was that asked me about that, the dark color and the gradient, I'm going to do the gradient again. So these are all golden fluids. This one's iridescent copper light fine. Dripping down the side, don't want to lose my copper. And then I usually use something with PBO, the blue, green, green, blue, and down the center. Oops. And then this, oh, you're right, I said all PBOs and they're not. I mean, all golden fluids and they're not. Told a fib. And this is the phthalo, I'm sorry, turquoise phthalo golden fluid. This is that dark. And it's very translucent. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you the difference of putting a little tiny bit of white with this. Really pretty color. Just enough to take some of that transparency away. So, try to keep the copper in the copper's place. Got boogers on my brayer. I don't like brayer boogers because they come up in every spot. Okay. Ooh, this will look real marbly because I'm not going to try not to blend it too much. I'm just going to go over that while I'm on a roll. No pun intended. Ah, Lordy. You know what? I'm going to go back to something I really like. I'm going to do Pac-Man in this because I think this is going to be really cool. Yeah, see how marbly that looks? Yummy. Hey, Dorothy. How's How's London today or this evening for you? I talked too much and let this dry too much. See how that didn't come up? Oh, you're a bad lady. Bad stencil jelly printing lady. You broke your own rule. Try to get it while the paint's wet. And I did not get that one. But that means that that's all dried. And we'll pick up later. See? Didn't even pick up there. But these look pretty cool. But I will get you later, my friend. Hey, you little rascal. Try to flip this over and get the opposite colors and opposite corners on the back of that. Oops. Oh, these just fell down on my stuff. But look at these little Post-it notes I got the other day with the tabs on them. And look, they're purple and teal. They're going to go on my new planner. Did you guys see my planner that I made? I'll use it. I'm like a half-year planner person. So it's because when I made my first one last year, which I love and use it every day, I made another one starting this July. So come July, I'll be using it. But see how this dried? That dries really much quicker than all this does. I got all these blank pages there, but I will do something for that. Oh, yeah, I really like it. Thanks, Jen. But those will match the color theme perfectly. You know what? I'm going to pick this up while I got it. All right, I'm going to pick it up while I have this. And that I know this is dry. I'm going to let this dry for a second. Little aerobic, my cardio for the day. That is not a joke. I need to get my ass moving more. Oops, said the A word. Oh, I'll be getting mail about that. And what do I want to do with this? What? Oh, you know what? I'll use my big Pac-Man. That's a good one for picking up clean up prints that leave you a lot of open space. So you see a lot of that shadow design. Can you hear Babe? She's snoring underneath my table. Lord, Lord, Lord. Like living with a truck driver. Oh, I haven't used this one. How did I miss these two little beauties? Lord, what's happening here? Okay. Oh, and this one. I love this one. Ooh, I like that one too. Ooh, and this one. What the hell? I just didn't dig deep enough in the pile. And this one. And this one. The heck? Now I can't, all these, and I can't find the one I'm looking for. Ah! Where are you, large Pac-Man? Ah, I see it. There we go. Lord, have mercy. Okay. All right. Found some of these little beauties buried underneath everything. I'll be using you next. A little muffin. Hi. Okay, so I'm going to put Titan Buff on here, and I'm going to clean my plate. I like the way this kind of, it's not a dropper bottle, but it comes out just right. And yes, I wiped that finger on my shirt. All right, let's see what I can do with this one. Okay, oops, I wasn't looking at that right and I got it crooked. Okay. Oh, I just had an idea, Jean. I think I'm going to take my stamp designs and stamp them on the fun foam and then cut them out and put them on a thicker piece of fun foam and make my own foam stamps in my images. Ha! Oh yeah, that. Hey Erica, how you doing, honey? You got your stamps too, right? I'm taking more time and pushing on this because I got those skinny lines over here to get it in. And I want to make sure that wet paint sucks up all that dry paint on the door. I know, I shouldn't have told Jean. She'll master it before I get the chance to even pull out my fun foam. Ah, go for it, Jean. Heck, if it wasn't for Jean, I wouldn't know what the hell I'm doing most of the time. Keeps me straight. Okay. Whew. I just had another hot flash. Sweet Moses, turn on the fan. Oh, have mercy. And when these damn things will end. I've been doing this for almost 8 years. Oh, but at least I'm here to bitch about it, right? Oop, I said bitch. Bad lady. Put this over here. All right, let's see what we got on this one. Oh, interesting. I like it. Oh, look at that. Look, see that? All that copper that was stuck to the plate? But you can clearly see the orbit design in there. That's pretty cool. Right? I like it. Now I got all that goodness underneath here. Of course, my fan's going to dry it out before I can pick the damn thing up. Erica, did you get your stamps, honey? I figure I'm taking you all down with me. I am not going by myself. The road to the poorhouse will have the best art supplies in the poorhouse. And hell with anybody who doesn't like it. Glenda, I can see you. I can see your chat. I sure can. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad, Erica. Thank you. And look at that. Just those little bits that cleaned up off of there. That copper is some yummy kind of copper, isn't it? And I got a little more left. What am I going to do with you? I'm glad you could join, Glenda. I assume either you're new or you had trouble before getting your chats to show. I've seen people use the extender on their plates, but I've never used it. Hi, Carrie. I'm glad you figured it out too, Glenda. You can join in the chat. That's most of the fun. I'm just kind of like in the background doing stuff. The chat's where it's all about. Of course, now everybody that only YouTubes is going to be pissed off because I said that because they don't know what they're missing. Oh, damn. Coach Swab, I came out with my line of rubber stamps that I call PTP Elements because the stamps match the elements of my stencils. And I just happen to have one here I can show you. There's one of the sets. I don't know why I didn't show this before. That was kind of stupid, huh? Hang on. I gotta get the other piece of paper because I'm out of these again. So here are the two stamp sets. Of course, I'm holding them upside down because I'm used to doing it the other way. Crap. This is set 1. This has the, oh, where's the infinity stencil? I haven't used that one either. Christ. This is the new stencil design coming out yet. That's not out yet, and neither is this one. These are all kind of newer ones. But there's Orbit. See the little Orbit stamp that matches the Orbit stencil, right? It's all the same elements. And the little antennas one, these are coming out soon. These are called Bullseyes and Target. This one is called Orbs and Orb Stacks when they come out on stencils. And this little kebab right here is really cool for a cool border. And this little dumbbell one, that's the that matches the dumbbell stencil. This one is not this one is my little mark that I make on everything, and I just threw one of those in there. And this, you guys have seen this stencil and this one, and Pac-Man. This is a new one coming out called Edgy. This is the diamond dot. You've seen this stencil. The arrow stencils, you've seen those. This is a new one coming out called Undulate, because when you see this on a stencil, it literally looks like the stencil's moving. It's really cool. And there's the grid dot. Another dumbbell. And the only reason I put that on there twice is because I have to, the plates they make the stamps on are 5 by 8. And I have to leave enough cutting room around the designs. And then I had this little piece down here, and I thought, what'll fit down there? And I think the dumbbell is really cool, because if you make one stamp and then crisscross it, it kind of looks like jacks. You know, like you pick up jacks before when we were kids. And then here's the corner dot. This is a new one. This is Illusions. Right, so they make really cool layering options when you stamp the same images over top of your jelly prints. So let me see if I can find some I did the other day. Some of them came out kind of cute. Where the hell did I put them? Oh, here we go. Hang on. Hang on. I think this is the stack. But here's that, here's the infinity stencil. And I know this camera is not really good close up, but this image of this stamp is really cool. It almost looks like you could use it in place of a flower. Hey, Mitzi. And, but it's really crisp. Even down to that little teeny tiny inner circle like this stenciled one. It's really cool. And then, here's the Orbit stamp over the Orbit stencil. That's not the one I wanted to show you. There's one that's cooler than this. These pictures, if you guys aren't on my art page on Facebook, if you want to follow all this stuff, that's where I put everything first. It is Inky Obsessions on Facebook. And if you go like that page, you'll keep up with all that stuff. This one I just was playing, and I had this, I used that stamp in the paint on my jelly plate, and I used this stamp on my plate, and then I stamped it in black opposites, so the circles were over here and the illusions was over there. Here's the one. I love this. Look at that sucker. I'm gonna frame this one, I think. This really catches my eye. So I found an old, I was doing this stream, and then I found this old rainbow ink pad. I never had used it. I bought it probably 3 years ago. But I stamped the Orbit stamp over the Orbit stencil that was the reverse of the stencil, right? So all the images were white, so I stamped the colors over there. And this one, I just used the kebab and the one that's like Patty's Marks, I call it. and I just imprinted, covered the plate with paint, and then I used a stamp, and I stamped on there, and then I pulled a print, and then I came back with black over the same images, so it's kind of, I don't know if you can see that or not. And then I took a green distress ink and stamped over the kebab, so it's like double images on there, sort of thing. The other ones are just, they're not that great. There's that one. This one kind of reminds me of butterflies, the small one of the which way arrows. But I was just making different prints and stamping over them. Here's that stamp with the little circles and the concentric circle one. I just added that one here on the four corners of the bullseye one. So I was just playing with them. But my next plate, thank you, ladies. My next plate that I'm going to do, this is going to be some of the images that are on it. And that's the tribal squares that you guys have seen already, that I used several times today on the stream. It's going to be this size, and it's just going to be like a border stamp. And this one is my dangles stencil, right? That's part of another puzzle stencil. This is the squared squares. I don't think, is that one out? I don't think that one's out yet. These are just some hand-drawn poppies. I love poppy pods. So those are just a little hand-drawn one. This is the Outback's, what's that? Outback Star? Outback, I forget what I called that. This is another Outback one that's coming out. This one's going to be called Outback River. And this is just one strip of the pentagons, like a border, right? And then this little image here, that's going to be like a border stamp that is using that same orb element I showed you before in just a different way. And these are pictographs. I had a paper that I used to use, a handmade paper that had a pictograph symbols on it. So I took that inspiration, but I just drew these by hand. So I'm going to make them so you can either have them as one big block of that stuff, if you like that, or you can cut them out, you know, and have little borders for each, you know, each stack of the pictographs. But I love pictographs and tribal stuff, in case you haven't figured that out yet. But I like graphic, geometric, abstract, and tribal stuff is what my eye goes to. So that's, and these are my, I had to fold that. I'm not going to put those in the same plate. I'll put some other image down there because I wanted these, how I write my PTP when I sign my canvases and stuff, and I thought I'd get some stamps made. And then I realized after I made up the image for the plate that everybody would be getting those. My dumbass. So, you won't be getting those, but I'll put something in its place to take up that space in the plant. But that'll be set 3 when it comes out. So there you go. That's the stamp deal. Let's get back to the fun. Let's do something green for Jean. Green Jean. Green and green and green. I'd like to see a reverse of this too, a yellow with a green shimmer. That'd be cool. All right. Wow, I used that whole pile of cardstock I had over here already. But luckily, I have more. One must never run out of cardstock. I have always said that. Hi, Linda. Did you get some of the new stamps? I don't remember your name, and if that's your, of course, if that's your real name. All these screen names and stuff really screw with my mind, I'm telling you. Ooh, look at that, Jean. Tell me that's not yummy, girlfriend. Let's do this one. Outback Bullseye. There you go. Ooh. Oh, did you hear that, cha-ching? Etsy sale. Thank you, whoever that was, if it's one of you guys. Oops. We're tearing up the paper. Trying to keep up on your chats. Oh, Lolly. Hi, what's your name? Probably Lolly, right? Thank you. Here we got a little PBO emblem in the center there. Now this cleanup will cover up more of the page, of course. Cha-ching. That's coming through my Etsy app. Is there any way you can look at reducing the postage to the UK because it works out at half the price of a plate? I don't follow you, Sam. You mean of a jelly plate? Of the, I don't know what you're talking about there. Can you be clearer? And if I can help you out, I will. I go by the postage that Etsy prints out for your zip code. Etsy has a calculator in there for the sellers for where your merchandise is going, and it tells you from here to there, and you just you go through their own process, and you just print out the postage, and it charges to your credit card. So I go by what Etsy says is the way to go. Oh, look where I picked up that copper over there in the corner. That's a good green background though. See all those little bursts of PBO? A stamp plate at 15 pounds and the postage is $7.31. Oh, see, you're seeing it in pounds, and I don't see the pounds. I see dollars, so I'd have to do the conversion. But what I have out there is what Etsy suggests. Well, what Etsy says it costs to mail that weight to the UK. Before I found that calculator in there, when I was shipping to the UK, every order, Dave always laughing at me. I said, well, I lost money on that one. I lost money on that one because I was doing what I thought was a reasonable price for shipping it. And I underestimated every time. And then I found that tool. The PO may actually be... You know what? It's not, Jean. It shows you that this tool in there, it shows you what the post office would charge you and what Etsy would charge you. And the Etsy charges are always not a big difference, but they're always less. Sometimes it's under $1 less, depending on what the cost is to ship them there. I know it makes it really expensive. I know, I hate that it does that, but I don't know how to get around it other than lose money every time. But you know what? Maybe what I'll do is take a set to the post office and do it not through Etsy at all, and just see what it comes up with to ship them to you. If you can email me your address, or private message me on Facebook or something. I'll take a set wrapped up the way they get wrapped up to the post office and let them tell me how much actually it would be there. See, the Etsy thing is all sorry, I got distracted by reading something. It's all automated and it's all in there, and that's how that's just how they work. But I'll do that for you if that'll help you out any. We'll see what the difference is. Lou Jean, you know what? I bet that's the one I have. Hang on, I might have a little piece of it here in my collage drawer. Because I love that paper. And that's kind of what I started, I based some of these shapes on. And then just added different elements to them for my stamps. Oops. Well, maybe not. I thought I had one right here, but I don't. Well, no, I don't have it right there. But I bet it's the same one, because it is called Pictograph. that I used to base that on. Yeah, here's my, oops, hang on. Here's my email address. And you can email it there. It may be Lou Jean, and that is long gone if that was in that back container. Yeah, Canada is killer too, and it's right over the border. You would think it wouldn't be that costly, but it's so expensive. I mean, I've shipped things there that have cost, the postage costs 10 times as much as what I shipped. And like Jean, your box of deli that I sent you, the deli paper, the whole box of 1,000 sheets was like $5. It cost me over $50 to ship it. It's ridiculous to have, you know, for that much. It's just right there. I could drive to Canada. But, you know, I don't like it either. Yes, she is. I was happy to send it to her. Yeah. Actually, Dorothy, I found out recently that Sherry at iStencils is actually working with a, hey Katie, working with a distributor in the UK for my stencils. So, that's pretty cool. Do this one. I haven't used this one yet. Let's see. Yeah, so I don't know who it is yet, and it's not final apparently, but Sherry said she'd let me know when it was. So that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I got the deli paper that's the flat sheets, 12 by 12 in a box. They're not folded with the pop-up, you know, it's just in a flat box, and I really like those because then it doesn't have that crease in it at all, although that piece was just wrinkled that I show you because something was sitting on it. But I sent some to Europe, and the post office found it was composition notebooks, and they found a way that went really low price for it to go faster. No, Judy, the deli paper is different than wax paper. It's actually called dry wax deli. It doesn't have that slippery side to it. It really takes paint and inks well. It doesn't, where if you can picture wax paper, that would just be kind of like a resist. That's Crafty. Is that the wholesaler place, Sam, over there? You think my stencils are going to be at? Look at you, bright and happy Pac-Man Infinity. Is that what you are? Yes, it is. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, the Costco stuff looks like it's in long, skinny Kleenex boxes and 2 boxes in a package. It's really a nice consistency, and it's very thin for collage. But this flat stuff you can get at Costco online for like 5 boxes of 1,000 sheets for $15 or $16 with free shipping. Somebody said on one of my other streams. Now, I had gotten mine on eBay. Not Costco. Was it Costco? No, Sam's. I think it was Sam's because it was one that my It was one that my our membership had expired for. So I thought, ah, crap, I don't want to buy the membership again just for that. So I found it on eBay for Ghost $25 for the same 5 boxes. So it was only $5 a box. It's still cheap. Yeah, that's called, hang on, I'll tell you the name of it at Sam's and for eBay that you guys can look at if you want to. Hang on a second, let me find it. I show you. Here it is. Quick wrap. It's grease resistant sandwich wrap. 12 by 12 sheets, 1,000 count. It's called Quick Wrap. And I got 5 of these Hummers for, I paid $25, but you can get them for $15 for the same amount. And it's really a nice thin consistency. It's transparent to some degree that when you adhere it using matte medium or whatever, it kind of mostly goes away on your background. It's really nice. But that's what it is. That's what I like. The best that I found. I have stuff from Costco, and I have one called Cabinet Wax from, I think that one's from BJ's. It's got stripes in it, which I don't like. Oh, from Uline. Oh, that's a good idea, Lolly. That Cabinet Wax, Merle, is that, it's got stripes in it, right? Kind of like white on white stripes. Oops. Watch, I'm not watching now. Look what I did. Sweet Moses, I'm screwing up myself here. Pulling paper off that dried the back of my stencil. Have to soak that one off. Yeah, if anybody, oh really, mine does. I'll show you a piece. Hang on, let me grab it. Here's mine. Can you see the stripes on that? And then it's got that kind of permanent crease in there because of the pop-up. And one side, this side is waxy feeling. Can you see the stripes in that? I don't know if you can see those or not. Let me try this. And you know, if you want stripes in your design, that's okay. But if you don't, it kind of like, I don't know. I'm not wild about this one. I use this one the least of anything, actually. I should just give it away and free up some counter space back here. And this is the one I got from Costco. Glenvale Inner Folded Deli. And that has a stripy look to it, but it's not as obvious. But that one in the 12 by 12 sheets is just, it's not, it doesn't have any kind of design you can pick up at all on it. There's the reverse. Orange is a happy color, isn't it? I never was into orange much because I can't really wear orange clothes for one thing. I have too much red in my skin. Use some of it in the kitchen. Imagine that. Deli paper in the kitchen. Ah, crap, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, jeez. I know, that's the weirdest thing, Gene, that you can't get it there. That is, like, what are these people thinking? I mean, if anybody that's out of the country wants something like that, contact me. If I can help you, I'll get it to you if I can. We'll just have to figure out what the shipping and all that's going to be. But I'd be happy to do that, to help you out. You know what I'm going to do? I just had a wild idea. I'm going to put copper in with this and just mix it all up and see what happens. Told me to know me on a first name basis at the post office thing. And here comes this crazy woman sending sandwich wrap to Antarctica. This one might be interesting. Let's see. Haven't used this one yet. Diamond dot. There's a stamp that looks like this. Like one of these little sections right here. Oops, smudged the paint. $10 boxes of 1,000. Holy moly. That's a lot of deli wrap right there. Now, if any of you guys live close together, you guys could get that and you can get that and split it up. Hey, Jean, I don't mess around. When girlfriend says she needs deli wrap, by God, I'm going to give you some deli wrap. Yeah, 15. That's the one. Sam's right there. That's the big one. Book rate. Is that, Mitzi, is that for overseas? Or to Canada? I don't even know what that is. Oh, the diamond dot, Katie? Yeah, I like that one too. It makes a cool print. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I love that coloring. See that? That copper, like, that's really pretty in person. I hope it shows up nice on there for you. That's cool. I'm gonna grab this while it's still wet. Instead of running my yap and missing an opportunity. Canadian Post, sorry. I just had one of my girlfriends I work with. She, her daughter's getting married in July, and they wanted this little wrought iron kind of, not a gazebo, an arbor, just like an arch. And they wouldn't send it to her in Canada from the manufacturer, the retail place where she saw it online. So she asked me, and I had to go in and order it for her. Ooh, look at you, yummy. Oh, yes, I like that combination. And I got some yummy on here, too. That's cool. I like that. So she said, I had to go online. Well, I didn't have to, but of course I did. I went online and ordered it for her, had it shipped to me at work. It came in late Friday after I had left. So I'm going to take it Monday and take it over to FedEx and ship it to her in Canada. Oh, sweet Moses. Going to go around the horn here to get anything done, people. You know what? I'm just doing crazy combinations now. I'm going to do this with yellow and see what kind of green we get in there. That's the PBO blue-green. Yeah, blue-green. Let's see what happens. Ew. That's kind of yummy. And here's corner dot. There's a stamp like this. But I will tell you, the corner dot, when you get that stamp, don't wood mount it because it's real awkward to use. Because the square is, unless you can cut the square into a triangle, it's a lot of rocking and rolling when it's on a square. That's that eBay dry wax. Your SOL for the 15? Why is that, Jen? Will they not ship it to where you are? Where are you? Yeah, that's kind of, oops. It's kind of cool coloration. Huh. get a ghost out of this. Actually, I'm going to put it on the back of something here. You know what, Jen? Somebody told me that even if you don't have a membership, you can order online. I don't know if there's a little bit of difference in price or what, but somebody told me when they found out that I ordered through eBay because I didn't have a membership at Sam's, they said, no, you can order online from Sam's with no membership. Ah, see, Lou Jean, maybe you're the one that told me that. Yeah, that's a weird ghost print. How splotchy that is. Very unusual. This one should be pretty good. Go back there and order that. Charlie Brownie. Internet and everybody's been having issues today with Ustream, apparently, including myself trying to get on. Ooh, that's a cool one. Ooh, that's even better. Ooh, I like that. Me likey. Oh, now I'm watching a commercial. Oh. Oh, good, new commercials. Oh, I just looked at the clock. I'm 10 minutes down on my recording and we're out of here. Let me get a little pop of black going here before we sign off to show you the difference on some of these. Alright, so I'm just picking some random prints here. Oh, look at you. Almost hate to do anything to you, but I'm gonna. Let me find. Well, of course, the one I want I can't find right now. I want infinity. Where are you? Huh. Well, that's crazy talk. Oh, mercy. Hang on. Hey, Mojo. What are you trying to tell Mama? Huh? What are you telling Mama? Come on. Oh, I didn't use Pac-Man. I didn't use my wrong way. Lordy. Pentagon. That's too much for a Papa. Where are you, Infinity? How can that not be here? This is an abomination. I just used it the other day when I did that the stream with the stamps and the stencils. Where the hell did I put it? Oh, here it is. On another pile. Okay. Let's get a little Papa going here while I got a few minutes left. I guess I'm recording. I don't even know what's happening now that my camera software is on the blink. Oh well, people can come here and watch it if I don't get to upload it to YouTube. So here's Infinity. Let's put infinity on this one. Little pop of black. Always helps. I know. Ain't that the truth, Jen? Jesus. Hello. That's kind of cool in there. Me likey. So now what I do with this black sometimes is there's so much left underneath of there, I just come back and re-roll it and try to cover in all the blank spots and then try to get another print out of that puppy. And I usually can. I'm going to use this one. Let's see what I get out of that. Yeah, it really does. Black is always a good popper. It's the only popper in my book. Got to push a little harder on this one because there's less paint there. There you go. That was, oh, they're both tribal squares. Imagine that. Let me try something else. Let me try something black on here. All right, I'm going to get rid of this. Ooh, look at all the PBO stuff that picked up. Can you guys see that? A lot of color in there. I don't know if it comes across or not. Pick some of that up. Oh, you can see the infinity image on there. All right, let's try a different Papa. Where are you, Papa? Oh, that makes me think of my daddy. I miss my daddy. Be almost 4 years, and will be 4 years in July that we lost him. He was a riot. God bless him. And my sister-in-law, June 2nd, it'll be 4 years that we lost her. And actually, tomorrow will be 4 years that we lost my uncle. We lost 3 in 7 weeks from a very small family. That was not good. This is a good Papa Black. All right, let's get a little more black down here. So according to the clock, I think I have 4 minutes until the recording stops. If in fact it's really recording, because I don't know what's happening today. But I'll still go for a few more minutes if you guys want to hang for a little bit. Okay, let's see if we can get this one on here just right. And see, that one's just okay. I mean, there's a little bit of an image there. The color's great. The copper's kind of out of place a little bit. That's not like my favorite kind of print, but we'll see what happens. Remember that when you add a little Papa. And I tried to make some of the stencil designs so they'd be perfect for a Papa. Oh. Yep, gone but never forgotten. Oh, damn, it slid on me. Just when I had the right one to make it really look good. Oh, there you go. Kind of pushes all that green stuff in the background. And you get that little thin Papa on there. that just really adds a little something something on there. So I'm going to take, there's a lot of, well, you know what? I'm going to add a little bit on there. I've moved up the food chain. You're going to starve to death watching you stream. Bless your heart. Yep. Ouch. Ah, the damn thing fell out of my brayer again. Oh, I'm telling you, how do you, there's only one way you can get hurt jelly plating, and if it's there, I'm going to tell you what it is. Sweet Moses. There we go, much better. Honest. Oh, sweet mother of pearl, what else? You know what? I'm going to do it on here. See what happens. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, I'm with you, Jen. Trust me. Been going to Weight Watchers for a few months now with my girlfriend and her husband. And I've lost and gained the same 1.6 pounds. I cannot tell you how many times. Ugh. Bye, Dorothy. Thanks for popping in. I don't know. Will I drop, Jean, if this is set to record? I don't remember. But if I drop, I'll pop back on. I could probably go another half an hour or so. Ooh, look at that. That's kind of cool. Alright, let's try a different papa this time. On a couple more. Oh, get off of there. Oh, dang. Alright, let me pick a little bit more of that up. That looks kind of cool. But I'm going to do something on here that I've showed you guys before. In the meantime, I'm going to try to pick up, get this stencil somewhat cleaned off on a piece of paper over off to the side here. Because this is going to take a minute. Get that off of there. Okay. So, I'll use this. I think it was this that I used before. No, you know what? I'm going to use in honor of Jean and all her help, I'm going to use this green yellow PBO on top of this. You don't have to wait for this to dry for what I'm going to do. Hopefully it'll come out showing pretty cool. Usually does. Work pretty good. And this isn't a cleanup print. Since that paint is still wet underneath of there. See? Still wet. Oh, now you're going to get my fingerprint in the print. Oh, great. I'm going to spread this over. This is the PBO green yellow. And hopefully it's going to reach through the clear parts between the black down to the jelly plate, so that when I pick it up, it's got kind of a patinaed wrought iron funky kind of a look. All right, let's see what we got. Now, there you go. That's kind of what I was looking for. I don't know if that picks up so good there, but it looks very, I did one with a swirl and a fleur-de-lis that looked, with the blue-green, that looked really cool, like it was, naturally patinaed wrought iron stuff. So, ooh, look at this mess. What are we going to do with that? Let's try picking that up and see what we get out of there. Just for shits and giggles, as they say. Ooh. get kind of a bronzy thing going on there. I don't know if that shows on there for you guys. I wish they make a decent webcam with a zoom or a good close-up lens. Because when you get close up on this one, it's just kind of like, you know, not all that great. Let me try another pop of black here with something else so I can get more black down there and try another one. Let me rifle through my stuff. Where's my grid dot? You know what? What the hell? Where are my stencils? Oh, you know what? I don't have the antenna one either. Oh, you know why? Because I'm a moron, because I took all the Papa Black ones out. That's why. Oh, sweet Moses. Hang on. I pulled all my Papa Black stencils off to the side. And there's Dangles. That one's not good. Antenna. Ah! I'm gonna fall on the floor. Oh, crap. Oh, man. I can't believe I just did that. Note card, just snuffed that on the floor here. Antenna. Oh, dumbbell. That's a good one. There's grid dot. See, I had all my Papa stencils pulled off to the side, but I forgot I did that. Oh, Jesus. Hang on. All right, let's find something over here. Can use a Papa. That's kind of plain. That's kind of plain. That's a little plain. I'm gonna do something with that. All right. See, Charlie Brown? Okay. You know what? This when I did this one, I thought, I don't know, do I even want to bother with that one? I don't know. But I really like this as a Papa Black. Let's see. Let's just do it, shall we? Stop talking and start doing, people. I love to brayer black paint. I don't know why, but it goes on so much more even than any other color.